Welcome back to Income Trading 101. Today is Valentine's Day. It's Sunday, February the 14th. Happy Valentine's to any of you who need to hear that and didn't hear it today, but wanted to go ahead and talk about Polkadot today. This has been one of the favorites, of, at least as far as market cap, the crypto industry. And for a while, it was doing much better than XRP. We've seen XRP have some gains over the last week or so too. I might take a look at that one soon. But here we have a Polkadot. I believe they are based in San Francisco and a favorite of the business, of the venture capital and the crypto market. So want to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and remove volume, like I've said in other videos. I'm not big on volume. What's interesting right off the bat with Polkadot is just how long it was flat. And then, boom, really took off. What would be great would be to layer this. I've had tools in the past that would layer news alerts as well on top of charts so that you could see both like the fundamental side as well as technical side of trading all in one chart. But this is a technical analysis video, so we're going to stick with price movement. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my usual my moving average. I like using just simple moving averages. It gets me what I need. Some people like, the exponentials. I just go with the straight up old school, simple stuff that I can bang out with the calculator, even do it by hand, do it by my own mind. As usual, I turn the 20 period red. I use green for the 10 day, the 10 period, and we're going to turn this yellow line into a 60. And arguably, there are probably better timelines to use for cryptocurrency specifically, because the 10, 20, and 60 are really more aligned with stock trading. But that's okay. We can deal with that another time. I'm going to go ahead and shorten this up. So I want to look at the period when this stock or when this cryptocurrency has been much more volatile. And obviously it's been one directional. So this is going to be a really simple analysis, or at least it would be if I kept it in this time frame. You guys can see this thing started trading back in August of 2020. Not sure what all happened if it really went that high and came on back down, or if this single day is more than likely a bad piece of data. Now let's go ahead and, just for the fun of it, let's switch this to a 1 hour and see what we're dealing with. So on a 1 hour time frame, wow, look how much that changed. So we've had since, what would that be, Friday maybe. We had a crossover that happened yesterday morning, 5 a.m. And 5 a.m. yesterday morning. And it has really pushed price lower. The price has fallen. We saw a crossover in the moving averages here. So our 10 period went below our 20. Now they are still both in this region, at least above the 60 period, but look what's happening now. Now we have all three in line, and it looks like Polkadot may be falling lower. But just remember too that this is a counter trend, or pullback within a larger trend. So maybe we will be able to throw some Fibonacci analysis on this, just get a better look at what it's doing and where it's going. But that's interesting. When you start to change up the time frames, it makes visible things that may not have been visible before, right? So we see back here yesterday morning, even on the 30-minute chart, we see that there is enough down movement to where the 60 period has been above both the 20 period and the 10 period the entire time. And if you had gotten in somewhere around here and stayed in, you would have caught this big drop. Let's go lower once more just to continue to view. It's important to play with time. If you get nothing out of these videos other than that, so many traders don't understand time, and time goes so much deeper too. I mean, you can actually do a Fibonacci analysis on time frames themselves, and it'll show you some really cool, some really interesting things. But I'm not going to get into that today for sure. I'm working actually on a larger course, and I'll probably cover that there. But just look at that, right? You've got a pretty significant pullback, and yeah, this is really interesting. So let's go back out to the 1-day data, which seemed to be just purely bullish, right? I'll expand that back out. It was so bullish, but at the same time, we do see this bearish, these last 3 days of bearish activity, and that's all that the shorter time frames were really giving us, was a better view of this period, this pullback here. And I don't know if any of you cover Elliott Wave, but you could have this be a B, C, D, E period. Maybe there is a pullback here, I don't know, but the pullbacks thus far this year, at least in 2021, have not really been substantial enough to warrant a true reason to exit this trade. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. Let's just take a quick look at the MACD analysis and see if there's anything there. And for sure, I'm going to have to take it to a smaller time frame, because the MACD ends up being just as one-sided as the upward trend. So let's go ahead and kick this down. Actually, I'm going to stretch this out a little bit more just so we have a better way of looking at it. Let's go ahead and look at the MACD on a 1-hour time frame. And of course, I'm going to have to tighten this up again, but not too bad. I mean, it seems to be tracking a little. MACD doesn't do well in one side, like in straight up trending markets. I feel like you get a lot of crossover action that doesn't lead to being worth trading. It also is not good in sideways markets. So just keep that in mind. You have to know the strengths and weaknesses of any model or any indicator that you're using. And I think that's one significant one with the MACD. So we'll take it to the 30-minute level and see if there's something in here. I do like this cross in the overbought, above the zero line. That's very helpful, but I'm not certain that I would have been able to stay short this entire time in order to, until there was another crossover. That likely would have been only a slight winner, maybe $1, which just wouldn't be enough money to make it worth the oscillation. Sometimes you just have to be paid, and paid well, to stomach these sorts of moves, because it's, it gets hard. If you guys trade, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, we'll take it down one more level. So I like the 15 minutes sometimes, especially when you're dealing with, when you're analyzing assets that don't have a lot of price history. Being able to take it down to lower time frames actually can get you the sort of analysis that you need, just because some of these indicators require more feedback, more input, more data, and so this is helping. So yeah, this entire period here is rather challenging, and then the crossover before dropping back into this, dropping back below the zero line was so quick and so small that it's not certain that you would have caught this. So let's go ahead and move this back to the 1 day, and I'm gonna get rid of this. I don't feel like that was as helpful. The what do you call it? The MACD. Let's look at really quickly, we'll look at a little Fibonacci analysis just to see if we can get anything there. I'm going to apparently not do that. Do that there. And I'm going to switch this to a 1 hour so that I can, okay, sorry, everyone, so that I can get a better sense. So I think because of this pullback here, we're just going to take a look at this price to this price for a Fibonacci retracement. So let's go ahead and do this. And the reason I'm choosing those two is because this was the last mostly consistent trend. We see that right now we're trading around the 61.8%, but we did have one bar go lower than that. So that's it dropped to the 78.6%, which is interesting before it pulled back. If you also look, I love it when this sort of thing works out. You're able to see each of these levels. The 50% level ended up playing just the number, because it wasn't a 50% retracement yet, but that number played some support back here on Friday, February 12th. We also saw that the 61.8% level of $25.30 kind of was a bit of resistance for 1, 2, 3, 4 points before it finally broke through. So yeah, I'm not certain yet if this 61.8% is going to, it should actually, because it was actually resistance, right? It acted as resistance back on Thursday, February 11th. It doesn't surprise me that right now it's looking like it's going to be more support and that price is going to bounce off of it. But we're not totally sure. So let's take it lower. All right. Escape that. All right. So when we take it lower, we are going to see in the 15-minute, well, that's the 30-minute time frame. Let's see if we see anything. Pretty much seeing the same things in all of this, and that's the fact that 61.8% level acted as a bit of resistance, and then we saw the 50% be support over here, and right now I'm thinking that this might end up being the 61.8 might actually be support, but we've gone through it a few times, even though we happen to be above it right now. So I'm just gonna watch. I'm gonna keep on watching and see how this one ends up playing out, because I could certainly see it going higher. The question is, how much of a pullback are we going to have before it goes, before it continues its pace, before it keeps going where it is. You guys probably know that I like seeing things in the channel, mostly because, mostly because it just helps to make things so much clearer for me, so much clearer. So just gonna do that there. So we are not completely done here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that to me on the daily chart still looks like an upward move. I would expect any momentary pullbacks to be just that, momentary. If you're going to decide to short or sell your Polkadot, it's a good chance you're going to end up watching it go higher again too, which is exactly what frustrated me with Bitcoin, because I sold out of some essentially at a bad place, and then only to watch it go higher and higher and higher. And right now we're tapping on 50,000. So I think with Bitcoin climbing higher, with Ethereum being so strong right now, with all sorts of news and other media items coming up in support of other companies that are now taking Bitcoin as payment or starting to put client money into Bitcoin. I think this entire space is going to be lifted, and Polkadot, I think, has a good shot of being lifted along with it. And they, are a favorite of many of the VCs who have money to support this platform and support Polkadot. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and look forward to having you watch some more. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Making more videos every day. I also have another video I need to, I'm going to be live streaming a mini technical analysis course, so you can look for that probably starting sometime tomorrow or later this week. But more content coming, so thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing comments. Take care.